there, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley and I'm currently 19 years old and pregnant with twins. If you have never seen me before, I post weekly pregnancy updates every Saturday along with more videos throughout the week, so please do consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the money that I'm going to be receiving from the government. For those of you who do not know, I do live in Canada, and Canada has a lot of, I wouldn't say like social assistance programs, but I'm going to explain more. So there's two types of benefits that I'm going to be receiving from the government of Canada. One is maternity leave. So unlike, it depends on the country you live in, but in Canada, as long as you meet certain requirements, they will pay you maternity leave. And your employer has to guarantee that you have a job to go back to at the end of. So you can do it two ways. One, they pay you 55% of what your income is, up to a cap. So I think the cap is like $2,200 a month that they'll pay you. So for instance, if you make $200,000 a year, they're not going to give you 55% of that, right? If that makes sense. So as long as you're under that cap, if you're over how much money the top is, you just automatically get the top amount. Sorry about that. You just automatically get the max amount. So, but if you're under, you get 55% of what you make. Over 12 months, they pay you monthly, so you get 55% of what your monthly income would be. Or you can choose to get 33% divided over 18 months. So I am doing 12 months to get 55% of what I make. So you can apply for that up to, I believe, 15 weeks prior to your due date if you need to go on leave sooner than when you have the babies. So I have applied and I am going on leave sooner due to pregnancy because I can't work up to my due date, obviously. So, and then after that, it turns into parental leave. So like maternity leave technically is only 15 weeks long, and then it turns into the rest of the year, or 18 months, is considered parental leave, and you can split that between the parents. So if, for instance, my boyfriend wanted to take time off work, we get a total number of weeks that we can split. So we could both be off if we wanted to, or he could go off and I could go back to work, depending. So the government of Canada will be paying us that money. They'll pay us 55% of what I make. And then the other thing, as long as you meet, there's requirements for it though. Like you have to work a minimum of 600 hours, that's insurable. So you can only, like, it's really not that complicated. It sounds more complicated, but as long as basically you work part-time, you qualify, and you've worked so many hours in your job, and you've worked for your job for so long. So the other type of benefit that I'm going to be receiving is the child tax benefit. So these are things that, for instance, most people apply for. It's not because we are considered low income or because of a neighborhood we live in or any of those kinds of things. This is just like maternity leave and parental leave. It's not welfare, it's nothing like that. It's just benefits that the government has set up. So child tax benefit works basically depending on how much money you make. And so, for instance, the most money you can get, I believe, is about $1,200 a month. Sorry. $1,200 is if you have 2 kids. So like you get $600, I believe, roughly around that, $600 a month per kid if you fall under a certain threshold. So I believe if you make under $30,000 a year, the government will give you $600 a month. That way they're trying to keep kids out of poverty and make sure, all kids have food in the house and that kind of thing. So the more money you make, the less money the government will give you through the child tax benefit. So up to, I believe, the cap is $200,000. So if you make over $200,000, you get no money from the government. And it's household income, not individual income, just for the record. So if, for instance, my dad has younger children, he and his wife make over that threshold, so they receive no child tax benefit from the government. But if you were to make, let's say, only your husband works and he makes $75,000 a year, you would receive money monthly from the government, depending, again, how much you make, depends on how much money you get. So it could go from $600 a month to you get $50 a month. So yes, that is how it works. So you start getting that after the children are born, and they do back pay you, so it takes a couple months to come in, and then they back pay you for the months that you didn't receive any benefit. Sorry, I'm having really bad acid reflux right now. But since I'm not receiving my maternity benefits or my child tax benefits yet, I can't say for sure how much money I will be receiving. Although, if I had to guess, because they do have some calculators on their websites and stuff, I'll probably receive over $1,500 a month. Like, that's like I'm not sure, from the government in total for my maternity leave and for the child tax benefit. Again, that's just a rough number because I don't actually know yet because I haven't started receiving the benefits. So, yes. If you have any other questions regarding this whole thing and what I've talked about, please do leave your questions in the comments below. I would be more than happy to talk about it and answer any of your questions. So yes, please do consider subscribing if you have not already. I would really appreciate it. If not, thank you so much for watching. Bye.